So ironically, the King James translation, which is not accurate, is kind of actually accurate, because the diligence that it's asking for is diligence in dealing with the text of Scripture. We are supposed to be deliberate, serious, and sustained, would be one way of saying it, about being careful students of Scripture, about not just reading it casually or haphazardly, but systematically mastering the details of the text. Second Timothy 2:15 in the King James Bible that I remember says, "Study to show yourself approved, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Now, the word study has turned out to be not a very good translation, actually. It was perfectly fine in King James English, but the word study, which simply meant to be diligent, has undergone specialization of meaning since the 16th century. And so today we would be better to translate it, be diligent to show yourself approved. Study, that just meant that back then. And today, a very specific kind of diligence, that is diligence in the pursuit of learning, is what the word study means. So ironically, the King James translation, which is not accurate, is kind of actually accurate, because the diligence that it's asking for is diligence in dealing with the text of Scripture. We are supposed to be deliberate, serious, and sustained, would be one way of saying it, about being careful students of Scripture, about not just reading it casually or haphazardly, but systematically mastering the details of the text throughout our lives. We are to be diligent in not just reading it. Of course, we're supposed to meditate on it day and night, according to the first Psalm, but diligent about handling it accurately. King James says rightly dividing. Unfortunately, our dispensationalist forebears turned that into a proof text for dividing Scripture up into discrete chunks that dealt with different dispensations. That's not what it meant. The word is orthotomeo, which means cutting straight. So the King James translators literally translated it rightly dividing. Cutting straight the word of truth, handling accurately, as the New American Standard puts it, is a much better translation. Handling it accurately is a skill that only comes if you put some sustained effort into your study of Scripture. You have to know enough about the Bible so that you're able to interpret things in context. I mean, if you're going to avoid taking something out of context, you've got to know what the context is. So when I'm reading any given verse, I need to be able to see it against the background of the totality of everything that Scripture says, see it against the background not just of the contents of the rest of the Bible, but the structure of Scripture. Be able to see things like the different kinds of context that we talked about when we were discussing hermeneutics a good while back. The historical context. You know, you're not going to learn about that without some effort, because to know what was going on in the Roman Empire in 60-ish AD when a given Pauline epistle was written, which may be the information you need to understand what he was saying to that original audience.